mercurial energy. Teaching every one of you guys. If this is your first time in my life, my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I am the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRS. Those are the African traditional religions by which you harness, direct, and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. On this day is normally we utilize for Bible study for melanated people. I want to say first of all salutations to my Madrina, to my Padrino, to my Oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, and Congo. What's up there, Stormy? She said, I'm at work, I'm making that money. My Sagittarius from Detroit. I wanted each and every one of you guys to know whether you watch this while we're yet live or whether you watch this later on. And I want to talk about something today because I always take an opportunity to share knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I've been doing magic since I was a child. I'm 52 years of age. And what I'm trying to give to melanated people is the understanding of universal laws. What's up, love is love? My Pisces from the house. What's up, baby Scorpio? What's up, Demetrius? What's up, Truronda? Aries. I want to say salutations to Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you guys in your respective places. And one of the tutelage that what I want to share, and this affects every aspect of your life. And my subject is when you don't want to be played with in the ATRs, when you don't want to be played with in life. And this is something that I see a lot of melanated people do, and I don't do it because I don't like to be played with. So I'm gonna give you some understanding how this affects your energy, how this affects a lot of your outcome. Paul said it like this: when I was a child, I spake as a child. I used the language, I used the lingo, I used the expression of a child. But when I became a man, I put away my childish behavior, my tantics, the patterns that I had when I was immature. When you don't want to be played with in life, then you need to take life serious. I'm going to say that again. When you don't want to be played with concerning your finances, then you don't play with money. When you don't want to be played with your health, you don't play with your own health. People do to you what you allow. You allow certain things because you do it to yourself. Once you come into the knowledge of how you want to be handled in this thing called life, it doesn't matter if it's Ifa, it doesn't matter if it's voodoo, it doesn't matter if it's Santeria, it doesn't matter if you're a temp on a job. How you conduct yourself determines how people attempt to handle you. The energy, what's up, my rhyme? People think playing games hurt the other person. Playing games hurt you as the individual. Because you're playing games, you're going to meet somebody that you can't play that game better than, and then you're going to be defeated, and it's going to be game over. Entering into life with the mentality that you lack seriousness about magic, about craft, about the responsibility that come to you as a Sagittarius, the responsibility that come to you as an Aries, the responsibility as a Gemini, and you're not being mature about it, you're going to find yourself getting toyed with. Children play with toys. You will find grown men and women in leadership position that will put you into timeout because you're playing games. When I say playing games, because you don't call them games. You call that I gotta do what I gotta do. When it comes down to universal laws, I understand that is nothing personal. A child thinks everything is personal. A child thinks everything is about them. When you lack in certain areas of maturity, you're going to find yourself getting toyed with. You're going to find yourself being played with. This is too dangerous. I'm trying to find my current words. This is too life-changing to come into something as effective as Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, or African traditions, and that you're operating as an individual by choice, as though you're playing in a sandbox. I'm gonna say it again. The reason why some of you are prospering in the ATRs, even though you may not be initiated in those ATRs, because how you represent yourself, how you conduct yourself. Now, somebody may try you. Don't get that twisted with being played with. Children try their parents all day long. Men try women all day long. Women try men all day long. Light versus dark. That's not what I'm talking about. If you want to be taken seriously in the craft and spirituality, it is your approach. When I tell you that a lot of people get played with and they consciously don't understand why they're being toyed with, because it's like when you play over your food. The nutrients that you're supposed to have in your body, you play over it. You ain't eating it. You don't really want to eat it. When you get grown, you eat what is good for you. Whether it tastes nasty or not. I've been eating beets. I've never thought I would. When you mature and you don't want to be played with your health, you don't want to play with your finances, you're going to do certain things. Let me explain something, y'all, when it comes to money matching. The company that you work for did not sit down and say, you know what, I want to make Keish wealthy. I want to make Demetrius wealthy. I want to make Rhonda wealthy. No, it didn't. It had an agenda to become wealthy and successful. And you're going to play a part in that success. But that wealth was for that company. Do you understand where I'm coming from? To go into a job thinking, I never thought UPS was going to give me my wealth. UPS was going to give me a stream of income, which I would utilize because I'm wise, to put myself in a position to start my business. My business was a nonprofit, a church. Nevertheless, it's a business. And I utilize my creativity, I utilize my energy to build my business over time, which is adding to my wealth. Come on here, somebody. See, you got to beg your job for a raise, but you don't have to beg the CEO, which is you, in your business. You understand? If you don't want to be played with, if you don't want your income to be played with, then the moment you stop being a child and start being an adult or a mature individual, you're going to find things changing in your life. You're going to find yourself doing the things that are necessary as an adult to give you the advantage. Going to college cannot make you smart. I'm going to say that again. Going to college and getting a degree does not make you smart. It means that you have been tested over and over and you have passed the criteria that allowed you, sir and ma'am, to have a degree. It doesn't make you smart because you lack wisdom. You lack common sense. You don't know how to utilize your own degree or skill that you went to school for and invested in, and to make you the money, to make you the currency. The fact that you're still out here in life playing games. You want to be taken seriously, but you still playing games. You don't go to the gambling house and thinking you're going to bank rob the gambling house, because the house always wins. Even when they losing, they winning. It was structured like that. Now, when you get your business, you structure it the way you need to make your advantage. But when you're working for somebody else, everybody stop. UPS will crook us if we let them. The union, the Teamster will crook us if we let them. You have to be able to stand up for yourself and be counted as wise. Some of you got complaints you shouldn't have. Y'all still playing games. Like, let me tell you something. The fact that you're not taking this serious, the fact that you don't know when somebody ain't playing with you, some people that are not playing with you would never raise their voice. They will never cuss you out. But they themselves are not playing with you. See, certain behaviors doesn't constitute you're not playing. Because you can be a streamer or yeller and still be playing games. Because you're trying to manipulate somebody. I'm trying to give you some education. Okay, I sent for instant cheap all of gladness. Okay, I got you, Stormy. I can tell who come on my platform, who's playing games. And I'm going to say this again. You're never going to call them games, because to call them games that you're playing is to say that you're immature. And the average melanated person ain't going to announce it. You have to put them in situations that it's clearly that you're playing games. Based off the questions that are being asked, the actions that have been taken, you don't understand what white supremacy is. So let me say it like this. They're not playing with your ass. Their point is to survive. They don't care what they get it. What it said, by hook or crook. If you got to die in the process, oh well. You with this bullshit because you playing games. When has it ever been fair? For 500 years, when has it ever been fair? We watching in real time. Mother Susan just told me that they got Smokey Robinson up on the investigation, him and his wife. And I've been saying, they pulling our black asses down. They divide and conquering. The same strategy they used in the beginning, they're using to this very day. And you ain't got enough wisdom to understand a house divided against itself cannot stand. Just like they are coming together to bring our ass down, we have to come together to combat that energy. But that's not what we're doing. And I want to post a statement. Everybody that you ever said that scammed you did not teach you, did not give you opportunities. I have been giving you opportunities since the day you met me. And you have the same behavior. I know my clients that don't play games. And I know the ones, I got some young people ain't playing no games. Because when you don't play games with me, I don't play games with you. When I say I can't take you seriously because of your behavior, because you're acting like a child, because you acting like I need you and you need me. You're acting like I'm lacking something and you got what you need. And it's always the other way around. This is why you can easily, with your mentality, have your hand in the lion's mouth, but act like you ain't got your hand in the lion's mouth and lose your hand behind foolishness. People that are serious about their life, they know when they are in a critical position. When I knew my health was in a situation, I did not behave like, because I'm a healer and God did this, that. None of that matters. What are you going to do about your present situation? You have to operate in a way that people know not to play with you. Those people in the hospital knew not to play with me. No matter how much knowledge I had or how much knowledge I did not have. Because I know for a fact you're not more concerned about my health than I am. And I recognize since I've been here, I've been declining. I have not been being healed. I have been declining. And I know that that's not the proper way of healing. If you don't play games with yourself, people will not play games with you. When you constantly trying to look for something for nothing, I was correcting some people in my church group, and some people I don't correct. If you ain't learned to stop speaking against yourself, and that you're putting out your own energy negatively against your own self, talking about what can't be done, then you deserve the outcome of your manifestation. Let me explain something, y'all. When you ain't playing games, you're not looking for people to feel sorry for you, empathize with you, being able to relate to some of the things that you're going through. But sympathize? No, I don't need your sympathy. If you can't help me or give me a skill or give me a candle or give me a spell or whatever, because I'm going to put the work in. I get phone calls all day long from family, from people giving me the sad story. And they don't even realize by my reaction, I don't give a fuck. Because you're playing games. When you're not accepting the facts around your reality, and if you want a different reality, you base your deliverance on those set of facts. When I can't get grown people to understand they in poverty, when I can't get grown people to understand you need mental health, when I can't get grown people to understand the medical system, this whole system, none of this stuff is for you. The thing that is for you is Mother Nature, Father Sky. And that's all you really need. I want melanated people to stop going into the ATRS and not going into it like an adult. When you have been around me and you know that I'm not a type of person that takes advantage of people. That's what I mean by playing games. Hold on just a minute. Let me do this for Stormy. And sister. Hi, John. Okay. So, when you're not playing games, you're not going to go into a situation and make people think that they're responsible for you. You have your own energy, you have your own ancestors, you got your own destiny. How in the world do I got grown people still playing games? The only one should want to see you survive is you. The one that should want to see you overcome is you. I keep saying it's mentality. I keep saying I'm looking at the opportunities. This is no different as a relationship. If you don't intend to be nobody's wife, nobody's partner, then why are you playing games? Why are you going to dating apps? Why are you interacting with people when you're not trying to be there for nobody but yourself? You playing games and you toying with people and you wonder why you getting the outcome. See, when you toy with somebody's feeling, when you know already, this is why I'm straightforward. I done been married twice. I ain't trying to be married no more. I ain't trying to make nobody think that's where my mind is. Because it's not. When you don't want to be played with or toyed with, you are upfront about where you are in life. When you don't want to be toyed with or played with, then you straight up about what you can do from what you can't. This takes maturity. When Paul told the men, we go out on that water, this ship is going to suffer loss. But we will survive. Because he was tied up and bound. They didn't think he knew what he was talking about. But he had already got a word from the Lord. The purpose of you getting readings is to get information and guidance, and for you as a grown man or woman to move forward in it. You still playing games with your ancestors? Not everybody. Because some people, I know by how they operate, they're not here to play. I'm not here to play. This is why I take out my time and explain things. When people are not playing with their life, they're going to conduct themselves quite differently. If a woman ain't about them games, she going to let him know up front. Gay straight about. When a man ain't about them games, you're gonna always hear people like that explain themselves. Because they don't want no misunderstanding. When you allow yourself to walk in confusion, and we know that God is not the author of confusion, you opening yourself to be toyed with and played with. They're going to do it to you in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, and you wonder why, because you're playing games. I don't let people play with me because there's a basis of truth and reality that anybody innately has. If you ain't with the bullshit, you ain't gonna be with nobody else bullshit. I don't care if it's Chief, Apostle, Samuel, Ely, Jr. I want y'all to really understand how serious this is. And a few people got the memo. A few people getting themselves in position. So whatever come, they're going to be as ready as they're possibly able to do. This contra class is going to be mind-blowing. But I can't make you serious about magic. I can't make you stop playing with magic. Because there's some people that are serious about the craft and spirituality and these ATRs, and they ain't come to play. And they ain't gonna play with you. And this is why some of you get dealt with, and you think people are attacking you. They getting your ass out their way. Because they ain't here to play. Everybody that joined my class and a part of my membership and all that, they're not playing. They're not spending that type of money. They're not listening. See, people that are not here to play, they have an ear to hear. They slow to speak, and they're going to be swift to hear. Because they ain't here to play. And whatever they need to learn or can learn, that's what they're going to obtain. When somebody got to always set fire in your ass, you playing. And you playing into something that's very dangerous. That's my point as a chief apostle in these spiritual streets. Melanated people, this ain't the shit to be playing with. Energy is real. Energy is powerful. Energy will bless you or curse you. Every person that refuses to understand, I done seen women take men down because they thought the women was playing with them. I've seen men take women down because they thought them men was playing with them. I done seen from the higher ups get taken out. I done seen people low level. If you think life is playing with you, and you of a certain age, or you're a certain practice, then you're living in more delusion than you think. If you think, hey, I'm out here because I got a pretty face, I'm not nothing to play with. And you should know that by how I maneuver. When people are serious about life, it's certain things they're going to do, and nobody has to tell them. If they want to get to the next level, they're going to hang around people on that level. Nobody has to tell them. If you recognize that somebody knows their shit, like I recognize that my spiritual dad knew his shit. I didn't care about his personality. I wanted to perfect some of that magical system that he was operating in. I want to have some of that level of confidence that he had. This is how I've grown from faith to faith and glory to glory. Because everybody that done taught me something, everybody done showed me something. When you take life seriously, you can learn a lot from a dummy. Even the people that were doing things wrong, I still learned because I was not playing with life. And I didn't want to be played with. See, you want to be sitting on your finances. See, I don't sit. Listen, if it was all about banking money, a lot of stuff I wouldn't have did. And a lot of stuff, because I didn't do it, I wouldn't have what I needed. See, when you true to this called spirituality, you're going to get your tools. That's why you always hear me telling you, I'm ordering this, I'm getting that. Because I take myself seriously. And anybody that wants to take me seriously gonna see me prepared. That if you want to be taken serious, How prepared are you? For the left? For the right? From standing still to moving forward or to moving backwards? How prepared are you when you don't want to play with in these ATRs? When you don't want somebody to play with your money? How do you reinforce that do not play with my money? Because if you are not willing to execute consequences, you're going to be toyed with and played with. Every man and woman, you have to make a choice. Are you going to be somebody, whether you are elder, whether you are a client, whether you are a garbage man, or whether you are a maid, whether you are a senator? If you want people to see you as something to take serious, if you think that the people that put that rat out in my yard is playing with me, it's just that I ain't playing with them either. I'm in a place. And I didn't play with that like that was something to play with. I want to talk to you. If you want to be taken seriously, how you respond to situation and circumstance, say everything they need to know. That's why I was able to break down why they did it the way they do it, because they weren't playing with me. And you got to know when people are not playing with you. Even if you got the upper hand, you still can't play with it. The first time somebody disrespect you, if you ain't nothing to play with, you got to nip that in the bud. When you start laughing and kiki, you're going to be toyed with. And whatever comes with being toyed with and playing with, you deserve. Don't try to get people to feel sorry for you when you walked into a relationship with somebody knowing they did not have their stuff together. And you're going to make them your head. You're going to make them responsible for y'all living. You deserve all the calamity that it brings. Nobody, see, people that are here playing with life, and life ain't playing with them. Life don't care if you married. Life don't care if you single. Life don't care if you got the sword of He-Man or She-Ra. Life don't met all the what life ain't seen. Your wisdom compared to life, your understanding and imagine the wise man or the wise woman still get through with life. Why you think I said I can't afford to listen to you? That what you talking about is foolishness. See, people that understand life and the magic and spirituality, they know they can't afford to listen to an idiot. Somebody that has not tried and tested. All of my formulas have been tried, tested over and over. And guess what? If I didn't want to be played with, I should have made sure that it was like that before I put my product out there for social media. Do you understand? Me making a way for melanated people is really making a way for myself because I got wisdom. The energy that you choose to present yourself as, when you want to be authentic, that means that you're going to operate in your energy, whether it works for you or against you. You're going to stand in your personal truth. You're going to stand in your personal individuality. So when you do a spell, your whole heart and your whole mind and your whole soul can be in that working. See, when I went out there and I called my spirits to handle this shit, they came. You know why? Because they take me serious. I don't call my spirits for bullshit. I don't call my spirits because somebody don't like me. I don't call my ego because somebody decides not to do something I would prefer them to do. All that human bullshit. I call them for real situations. Situations that I take serious. And they know when they show up, it's something serious. And it needs to be handled in a serious manner. If you don't want to be toyed with out here in these ATRs, you need to ask yourself some real serious questions. How serious are you about your own craft? How serious? Let me tell y'all something. It's a whole lot of people talking. What's up, my Pisces goddess? It's a whole lot of people talking. A whole lot of people. Every time you turn around, somebody think they talking like they know what the hell they're talking about. Even if the information is true, it has not been tried and tested. They don't know themselves what that particular herb can do. Cause somebody serious about life, baby, sir. Let me say this: somebody they're gonna want to know what High John can do. Because if their life is on the line, they need to understand that herb. They want to know what the sun can actually really do. See, I know when I talk to you guys, when I tell you about my moon is an Aries, you ain't going to tell me about Aries moon or Aries energy. Because I work that shit. You ain't going to tell me about Scorpio energy. Because I work that. You ain't going to tell me about Pisces. That's my rule. You might not study to show yourself approved because you don't mind being played with. You don't mind people playing with you in these ATRs. But I do. I'd rather walk away and you not like me than you to toy with me, than you play with me. By the actions I take, my Padrino know I'm not nothing to play with. I might be your godson, but I'm also not somebody to be toyed with. Therefore, he takes me serious. Even people that want to mock you will take you serious. People that don't like you will still take you serious. Anybody been following me? What's up there, Ryan? Science of the colors of the insect. Yep. Let me say this. Anybody been following me long enough to recognize I don't do sales on my website and my conscience? I want y'all to really hear me when I say what I'm about to say. I would sell dick before I bring a sale on my conscience. I know the value of my energy, my training, my egos. I will sell dick for my church and ministry before I sell and break anything. You ain't gonna run those. I'm not running those. My instant or my products and services may go up, but you ain't gonna get no discount. I don't care how you keep looking, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because people can't take your magic serious, your conjure serious, when you devalue yourself. The same way in a relationship, when you lower your standards to get a man or woman, whatever your preference is. At that point, they will walk over you, those standards, because if it was all that serious to you, you would never let them down. I'm going to say it again. If those values that you talking about in that conversation meant so much to you, then you would have never dropped your standard for nobody. God never drops his standards for nobody. That's why we have universal laws to this day. This is why no matter how great Moses was, he still did not enter into the promised land because he still disobeyed God. The rules don't change for nobody. When you understand your individuality and you understand your value and you want to be taken seriously, and you want people to value what you have to offer, then the first person that needs to value that is you. When I was talking to my ex, I told her, I'm not mad with you. I'm mad with me. Because if I would have never stooped down, you would have never licked me in my face. If you are eagle, how does a pigeon end up shitting on you? Everybody stop. I'm going to say that again. How can a pigeon shit on an eagle when an eagle can fly higher than a pigeon? When you ask yourself some real questions about life, how did this happen? How did he become my baby daddy? How did she become my baby mom? Somebody was stupid. Somebody had dropped the standard. And it always costs you. Ask any grown person that's real about life. I don't tell you now time. I done got initiated. Let me tell you something. If anybody got a lot of stuff under their belt, I do. It didn't change. I still got 3 baby mamas. Some of y'all ain't even real about life. You think magic gonna undo the shit you done sold. What you need to be wise about, just like when the wheat and the tear had to grow together, what they said, wait for the reapers. Because we don't want to pull up the good trying to get rid of the bad. Sometimes it is what it is. But you have to have somebody skilled and got an eye. Because wheat and tear look the same until they harvest. Sometimes you don't let certain people in, it got to run its course. And you can't sit there and whine about it. I didn't sit there and whine about the fact that I was anemic. I didn't sit there and whine about the fact that I thought it was hereditary until I found out it's not a diagnosis. It's a condition. Just like we do in Conjure and Hoodoo, we use conditioning oil to change the condition from one thing to the next. So I realized at that point I could change my condition from being anemic to not being anemic. You need to know when you study and you operating in life and you want to be taken serious, know those things that you can actually change from those things that are not to be changed. I'm going to say that again. If you want to be taken serious about your conjure and these ATRs, I'm letting you know, sir and ma'am, people don't have to like you to respect you and to take you seriously. My magic is taken serious, even though I'm just getting in Ocha. People know I'm not nothing to play with. And it's not because of my platform. Everything that I do signals. If you try me, if you think I'll go out my way to help you, I hope you know I will go out my way to destroy you. If it come to it. I'm going to fight for me. I'm going to do what it takes for my energy to expand and, and for me to be expounded upon. I want you to understand the seriousness, the gravity of understanding yourself. And a lot of things, I can't take you serious because to take you serious, that means you don't have an understanding or the intellect to understand the difference between the spiritualist you dealing with now and the spiritualist you have been dealing with. Let me tell y'all something. When you've been satisfied by one dick, you don't look for another. When that pussy is just what, it's like the porch with 3 bears. When that pussy just right, you won't look for another. But when you greedy and you immature and you just want to sample everything, it don't matter how good or how bad. Just be honest. It doesn't matter that spiritually we're doing everything you needed to do, you still be searching. You receive more manifestation up under my umbrella than you have anybody. You got more clarity of it and you still searching. You still ain't committed. That's why only reason why he married you is he done got down sick. Do you really want to have a relationship with somebody that don't he ain't have no other person, not even his mama, that were gonna take him in? That's how you got him. That is nothing to brag about, sweetheart. Sir, that's not a brag about. You the only man lowered your standards that she can cheat on you and have all these different babies and all this stuff, and you accept that shit. That's what did you win? You got 1,000 dicks in your bed with your woman. They done stuck on her eye, but she won't, and she have the nerve to have a different standard for you. She done got dick in every hole. He done got dick in his anus, his ear, and all of a sudden he wanna. People play you like that. They'll go for all that stuff from them other people and then hold you at a different standard. I don't let people play me up. If that nigga took you to McDonald's, I'm gonna knock you off and I'm gonna pay for you to go to McDonald's. I ain't going. What's good? If you want a standard, that means that you have the clear understanding that those type of people are hard to come by. You got to understand, that ain't a nigga you tell walk out the door. Let me tell y'all something. When I say something, I mean what I say. I told my first wife I was going to divorce her if it killed me. And I love her to this day, on this Wednesday. I love her like I loved her then. And I don't want her. When I say something, I mean it. That's how people take you serious. That's how people know you're not nothing to play with. You don't get a second chance with Apostle either. You will have to reminisce. When my second wife tried that bullshit, and I told her, I said, let me tell you this, I'm being straight up with you. I said, you leave this house, you leave from up under that door frame, it's over. When women and people are used to people saying stuff they don't mean, I'm the type of, if I didn't mean it, I wouldn't have said it. But if I tell you something, you ask anybody that deal with me, exes, the games y'all play with people, I don't let people toy with me. I don't let people play mental or emotional games with me. Whatever you do, you're going to do that over there. You're not going to do it in my space, in my world. Because how can I take myself seriously? I want my young people to understand why this is so important, why culture is so important, why magic is so important, why spirituality is so important. But it is not something to play with or to toy with. It has real life consequences, positive or negative. But it deserves your complete devotion. The mere fact that you are still not convinced. Out of all you've seen, you should be all in. He said your whole heart, your whole soul, and your whole spirit. All of you needs to be in support of all of you. If you want to be taken seriously, any extension of you. I took what they did outside in my yard, just like they were inside my house. Because all of that is me. Wherever my zone is, all of that. Just because you did it to my cousin, I still take that person. You know, y'all think everything has to be you as a core. But any extension of you, that's why I don't play about my children. And this is why I don't let my children play with me. You can't be hiding about, I don't play about my mama and your mama playing about you. I don't play about my sister, but your sister play about you. See, that ain't need to be mutual. I can't be all in and you halfway in. Because that means you have a tendency to abandon me. Abandon ship. This is why my magic is what it is. I'm trying to teach you your level of relationship and why you need to conduct yourself as a grown man or grown woman in this world, that your magic as a Scorpio should not be toyed with. That's why you should know, and everything that consists of Scorpio or any other energy you got in your chart. I am loved. I'm not trying to be loved. I attract the love I have for myself from other people, places, and things. I don't run around looking for money when I'm the abundance that I attract those, and I ask God, give me favor with those, and that's why God sends people that resonate or relate to what I'm talking about. That's why you get clients. That's how you get customers. That's how you get a place where God will cause people to give into your bosom. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and what? Running over. Because they are attracted to what you got going on. They're attracted to your light. But you can't shine bright like a diamond when you're not dealing with your shadow. When you're trying to pick and choose, I don't take you serious. And you're going to be played with and you're going to be toyed with. And you don't have to be. You don't have to be lied to. You don't have to be deceived. Once you stop deceiving yourself, why would you let anybody else deceive you? If you got to sit down and count the cost, then I'm going to verify everything you're saying. Because your character that you have, it warrants investigation. If you don't want me to know the truth, don't lie to me. I'm not a energy Scorpio, but I investigate your ass. I did that to my first wife. I hired an investigator. I had so much shit on her, she didn't even know. And I didn't use everything that I could have used because my heart was in it. There's a reason why you fit certain energy as a Aries, as a Taurus, as a Gemini, as Aquarius. If you ain't being that serious about yourself, why would the spirits take you serious? Who don't want a good soldier? Who don't want a good employee? Who don't want somebody that is motivated from within? If you want discourse, I would advise you, sir and ma'am, to ask yourself this. Are you really ready for real magic? I don't have time for fear. Unless it's going to be like Moses, the fear and the dread of you shall be laid upon all the land you should tread upon. I'm trying to get as deep or immersed in darkness as I can before I leave here. I'm not playing any games. The fact that you still think me or I'm out here or anybody for that matter can take advantage of you and you still playing financial games, your money gonna be toyed with and played with. I watch it over and over. If you don't play games, games won't be played with you. The energy you put out, you get back. I don't play with people work. I don't play with, because I don't want nobody playing with mine. It don't matter what you don't know about me. It matters that I make sure I do my part. And everybody ain't ready to be grown. Everybody ain't ready to have an adult conversation. That's why the scripture says that the meat belongs to the mature. If you unskillful, you get the sincere milk of the word. But should you be on meat? No. Some of y'all need to be on manna. Should be eating angel food or extraterrestrial food. You should be able to go all the way up Jacob's ladder. Let me explain something to you. If you're going to learn from me, money ain't your problem. Your obedience to your ego, they will always make a way. And they will not let nothing stop you. But you're the only person that can stop you. If I want something, I'm going to get it. I have Aries moon. That's why I was telling Ryan about his energy. The wealth of knowledge that you do not have because you let money stand in the way of knowledge, wisdom, understanding. So you say that knowledge, that money can do what the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that I'm giving you. And it can take you to a whole nother level and give you the capacity to manifest things beyond your dream. Art I not a living testimony? If you can stop fucking up your life long enough to see what God got for you, if you can stop talking reckless over your own life long enough, you can hear the word of the Lord or the word of the ego for your life. If you could stop giving a damn about everybody else and really give a damn about yourself, you'll be shocked what is in store for you. Not because I say so, because of your destiny. I don't care what tradition, nobody gives you your destiny. You're born with your destiny. All we do is interpret and help you guide and give you necessary tools to accomplish that destiny. Nobody can give you a destiny. Nobody can give you that. You were born with that. See, I don't have to lie to seem powerful. I'm not going to tell you that I have influence over something I don't have influence over. One thing my spirit dad, he said, don't let nobody tell you they gave you them spirits. I done had other people talking, oh, I put this spirit with you. I knew they were lying. I was trained. And I live with everybody that listen to me. Listen, I don't know no other life outside of magic because that's all I know. So I don't have y'all testimony. But when you recognize that somebody can do something for you and be something for you so you can make up double time, you can redeem the time for your sake, you unhappy for no reason. The mere fact that you think somebody else is the cause of your unhappiness is your own delusion. If I want to have an orgasm tonight, I don't need nobody. If I say that if I was a woman, why would I not have a vagina orgasm? Because I'm married and my husband can hit the G spot. I take that xylophone and I find that G every single time. That's my body. Why should I be unfulfilled because you can't hit the mark? That's your business. I'll be like, let me handle this. If you want to participate in it, you need to hit the G. Ding, 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 bing. If you can't do that, you unskillful. Do you want to see me go to heaven and earth in 30 seconds and you won't participate in none of the festivities? That's what standard will do for you. You don't have to live beneath your privilege because other people choose to. Anybody that come on my live say I'm full of myself, all you doing is admitting you're immature. Because nothing that I said does not relate to just me. It relates to everybody. That's why I teach universal law. I don't care if you got a little money. I don't care if you got a stash. I don't care if you got a lot of money. It still affects you. I don't care if you're proficient in magic. I don't care if you got two left shoes. It applies to everybody. And if you hear wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, if you are mature, you're going to gravitate towards that. I speak constantly about being proactive. No matter how many times Keish thought she wasn't going to have what she needed, it still came. See, your unwavering behavior in your mind does not stop the seeds that you sowed that gave you the harvest of prosperity. That's why it's better to be willing and obedient. When you're inconsistent in your head, be willing and obedient. When you're wavering back and forth, still be, because I can trust my captain. I can trust my elder. I can trust the people that are leading me. And I'm not going to use my lack of trust to keep me from getting the things that God got from me. Everybody stop. I'm not going to allow my fear to keep me from getting what God has for me. I'm not going to allow my distrust for people, places, and things to make me distrust my God-given talent. Your opinions are not strong enough or more powerful enough to make me abort God's word of prosperity for my life. It's not going to happen. These are the facts. These are not my suggestions. These are the facts involved in this case. I plead my case. Oh God, remember what you said to me and your husband. It's been happening since that day. They'll go running with it. How do you be in a pool of people that are not like you, but just like you? And they're getting testimony from the same energy, the same frequency, the same vibration, and you still have not stepped your game up. I've been watching my baby in this thing get that graveyard work done. I mean, just add it. So when you get in situations, guess who gonna come for you? Guess who gonna show up and show out for you? Because you took care of them. Even though you didn't understand what all was going on, you still took care of them. And that's all that matters. That they got the energy to look out for Keith, to look out for Stormy, to look out for my Tari. When you burn those candles, that energy is out there for you. I'm going to say it again. When you light that candle, if you understand the facts involved, then you know energy cannot be what? Destroyed. So that energy is always out there for you. How can you lose with the stuff we use? Why aren't you more motivated? Why aren't you more dedicated? Why aren't you like what's going on? You know the wisdom is there. You know the power is there. You got all this. How you gonna lose? Every candle you done burned, got burned. Whatever energy was released for you, it's still there. It's still there. Shango candle, still there. Oshun's candle, still there. Why are you acting like that energy gone somewhere? That's why it was lit, so it could be released in your behalf. And you use that energy for what you need. If you did an animal sacrifice, that energy is still there. It ain't going nowhere. Energy cannot be destroyed. So whatever ritual you got done, that energy is still present. It's okay, baby. You got to make that bread to make heaven your home. I hope that this makes more sense now than then. I hope that you understand that you don't have to be played with, you don't have to be toyed with if you don't want to. These ATRs are not here to comfort you. They are here to challenge you. It is not nobody's fault that you got the wrong mindset when it comes down to magic. That's on you. But the information is being given, the opportunities are being given, and it makes you more of a fool to miss out on the opportunity that I've literally lowered the tree. I literally lowered the tree for you to get on and get what you need. I'm not going to put it in your hand. I'm going to say it again so you understand. I'm not going to put it in your hand. Who the fuck do you think you are? I'm giving you a helping hand. But I'm not going to do your work for you. I couldn't do it if I wanted to. I told Minister Mario, son of a Joseph, I said, Mario, it's going to be some things that I can help you with, but there's going to be some things you're going to walk by yourself. It goes for everybody. There's things your teacher, your elders can take you through, and there's other things you got to walk that thing. That's why you need to learn what you need to learn. So you will have the inner confidence, you will have the inner light, the inner guidance, inner intuition. That's why people know I'm not nothing to play with. Because I'm very passionate about the things that I operate in. And I'm going to take care of me. Look at my skin. Look at my glow. Because energy is not, you can't lie about energy. The pulsating of my energy, my ache, is real. And the work I did in my house after that, why would I worry about that when that's being handled? Now they got to continue with that working. And I'm going to keep my energy strong. I'm going to win. I'm trying to teach you how to win. And guess what? Just like everybody else, you got to pay your dues. And I'm sorry if it happened to you, that happened to you, but I'm not that person. And if everybody can teach you ceremonies, your ass should have been a lot further in life. Especially that I'm also assisting you in this life. Because I can't speak for somebody else's work, but I can damn sure speak for mine. You need to take life more seriously. You need to take conjure more seriously. And you won't be played with like you being played with. They treating you like a cat with a mouse. Just creating problems for you. So you get running back to them. That's why sometimes I tell people, I can't even tell you. The reason I can't tell you what's going on in your life, because you gonna make me the reason for those issues. Because you need somebody to blame. And I just don't have time for it. I don't want you to become my enemy and get your ass beat. Simply because you're not mature enough to accept the responsibility of the decision that you done made. Because I'm not your baby daddy. I'm not none your daddy. I ain't none of your cousin, your uncle. I don't operate like most men. And therefore, I'm not going to let you disrespect me or mishandle me because you having a bad day. You fuck around with me, you be having a bad 7 years. For that one day, with 7 years of bad luck. I'm that type of nigga. I'm that kind of person because I will make you respect me. And I rather what is being said out there about me that Apostle ain't nothing to play with than somebody taking me for a joke. You choose. It ain't just me. You choose. I gave you multiple examples. The class ain't but $175 and it's donation based. My baby Stormer said she got hurt. We're gonna be having the class Saturday. With tentatively 8 o'clock. Most people say they'd be good with 8 o'clock. So that's tentatively. Tentatively, people means may be subject to change, but I will let you know in an appropriate time if we're going to change it from that. Be serious about your business. Be serious about. This is why I stay on Keish about her business. Nobody has to take your business serious but you. And when harvest time come in for your business, it will all benefit. And you will find that all things work together for the good of them that love God and are called according to His purpose. I'm spitting number facts. That's why people that don't even like me and don't support me still watch my videos, because facts matter. And whether you like his presentation or not, it's irrelevant. He still knows what he's talking about. So I'm still winning. I'm still winning. Even with my haters, I'm still winning. That's why I ain't mad with nobody. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. God bless.